I'm so in love with this Brookie Cookie Cake. It's a little different than you would expect from the name. The cookie and the brownie are not layered on top of each other, but instead they're side by side in this super fun cookie cake. Hi, I'm Lindsay from Life, Love, and Sugar, and today we're making a Brookie Cookie Cake. All right, so we're gonna start with the cookie side. We're gonna mix together our dry ingredients first. We've got all-purpose flour, baking soda, and salt. Now we'll grab our mixer bowl. We're gonna add some butter, some brown sugar, and a little white sugar. Pop this on our mixer. All right, we're gonna cream this together for 2 to 3 minutes until it gets light and fluffy. All right, so now we're going to add our egg. It's actually half of an egg. And our vanilla extract. And we'll mix this all together until it's well combined. All right, now we're gonna add the dry ingredients. And we'll mix this together until well combined. You just don't wanna overmix it. Once it's combined, you can stop. Now we're going to add our chocolate chips and just stir those in. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and add this to our pan. I've sprayed mine with some nonstick baking spray. We're going to put a parchment circle in the bottom. It'll just help it come out of the pan easier later. Now we can add our cookie dough, and we just want to keep it on one side of the pan. And we'll spread this out onto the one side. All right, so we've got it evenly on one side. I'm gonna add a few extra chocolate chips on the top. All right, and we'll set this aside while we make our brownie. All right, to get started with our brownie, we're gonna do our dry ingredients. We've got our all-purpose flour, cocoa powder, a little baking powder. The cookie uses baking soda. Don't mix them up. I've done it before. It doesn't turn out well. And salt. All right, we'll set this aside. And we'll do our wet ingredients. So we've got sugar, vegetable oil, and vanilla extract. We'll mix these together real quick. Then we'll add our egg. All right, now we'll add our dry ingredients. This is a nice simple brownie recipe. All right, I'm gonna give it one final stir here, make sure there's no dry bits anywhere. And now we're gonna add it to our cake pan. So just pour it into that other side, and then you can spread it evenly. Now you can, if you like chocolate chips in your brownie, you can actually add some chocolate chips to this brownie. Now it's in your pan and ready to go, and you can bake it for about 20 minutes. All right, so when your Brookie Cookie Cake is done baking, you want to set it to cool. You want it to cool completely in the pan because you won't be able to flip it out of the pan until it's fully cool. You don't want it to break apart. So set that aside to cool, and then we'll make our buttercream. All right, so we are making a chocolate buttercream frosting here. You're going to start with your butter. It should be room temperature. We're going to pop this on the mixer and just mix it until it's nice and creamy. All right, now we're going to add our cocoa powder and about half of our powdered sugar. All right, so we'll go ahead and add a little bit of heavy cream. We'll stir that together. All right, now we're going to add the rest of the powdered sugar. All right, so it's pretty thick. We're going to go ahead and add some more cream. All right, so I just like to give it one more stir just to make sure everything is well incorporated and there's no streaks of anything anywhere. Okay, so once your Brookie cookie cake is fully cool, we can take it out of the pan. I just flip it over onto my hand, which is why it needs to be super, super cool. You don't want it to break. So if it won't initially come out of the pan, I'll just give it a little tap. Then it'll come out. You can peel off that parchment circle and flip it back over onto your serving platter. And now we can frost it. I am using the Ateco 844 tip, but feel free to use your favorite one. And I'm just going to pipe some swirls around the outer edge. And there you have it, your final Brookie cookie cake. If you have a crowd that can't decide between cookie or brownie, this is the perfect solution, or just for anyone who loves both. For the full recipe, head over to lifeloveandsugar.com.